D1 Athletics, An Intern's Perspective by Sabrina Pohlig. So, in the spring of 2019, I completed my internship at the People's United Center on the campus of Quinnipiac University. The People's United Center is the joint arena for the basketball and ice hockey arenas that Quinnipiac has. Quinnipiac is a Division I school in the NCAA. And during my time as the intern, I got to shadow some of the people who worked at the People's United Center. I got to work games and other events. And then I also had the opportunity to work the 2019 Women's Frozen Four. So just a quick background on me. I'm a senior. I majored in sports management. I'm a two-sport athlete. I played for the women's soccer and the women's lacrosse team here at Albertus. I had the chance to serve as the GNAC SAC Executive Board member. SAC is our Student Athlete Advisory Committee. And because I was an e-board member, I actually had the opportunity to go to the NCAA convention in January down in Orlando, Florida of last year. It was actually a lot of fun. So a little bit about the facility of the People's United Center. It's a huge facility, much larger than our athletic center here at Albertus. So when you walk into the arena, you walk past the ticket office and you're standing in the joint lobby that connects the two arenas. On your left is the basketball arena and on your right is the ice hockey arena. And then in front of you is the concession stand, and beyond the concession stand is the executive offices. And then if you go upstairs, that's where all the VIP areas are. It's a VIP lounge up there, which overlooks both halves of the arena. There's entrances to the VIP seats that are up there as well inside both arenas. And then the coolest part of it, in my opinion, is outdoors. There's a deck that overlooks Hamden, Connecticut. It's a really amazing view out there. And that's kind of where the areas where the fans are allowed to be. And then when you work there, you're actually allowed downstairs. And that's where all the behind the scenes stuff happens. So downstairs, they have the video editing suites where they edit the videos for all the streaming and the in-game footage. They have 4 locker rooms for each of the home teams. Then they have locker rooms for all the away teams. They also have some other offices that are down there. They also have a athletic trainer's office, which connects to their weight room. And then they also have the equipment locker room where the equipment managers all hang out and stuff. But it's huge. So these are 2 pictures that I took either before the game or after a game. So on the left is the basketball arena. I'm standing on the entrance level balcony. So when you first walk out, this is what you oversee. And then for the ice hockey arena, I'm actually standing on the ice. There were a handful of opportunities during my internship where I actually got to be out on the ice. This was after the game. This is one of the events that we were out on the ice for. My coworker is doing push-ups. He was doing a push-up challenge with his friends, so he decided to do push-ups on center ice. So marketing and fan engagement was kind of the big area that we focused in on as an intern. It was really to promote a better connection between the Quinnipiac fan base and the athletes, and then the sporting events themselves. Like, what can we do to make the events more fun? We did a lot of that through pregame giveaways, media timeouts and halftime events, postgame events, birthday parties, and athletic department events. Birthday parties were really hosted just for younger kids that wanted to have a birthday party there. So I think we only had one when I was working there that semester. But so for giveaways, we gave away something different every game. It was hats, shirts, socks, bottles, or bobbleheads were kind of the biggest ones we gave away. The bobbleheads were actually the hardest just because Quinnipiac had done them before in the past. So a lot of fans already had them. The bobblehead was of the women's basketball head coach. And at one point we were actually begging fans, please take them so we don't have to box them up and put them away later. But then these are just some other pictures of some of the other stuff we gave away. So the pink hat was for a breast cancer ice hockey game that they hosted. So we gave away pink beanies. The t-shirt is actually the t-shirt that we gave away during the Quinnipiac versus Yale ice hockey game. And then pictured are some socks that we gave away during one of the basketball games. My dad's wearing them. And so Quinnipiac Bobcats versus Yale Bulldogs. This is the biggest regular season game that we had to run. I got there hours before the game, and there were already people lined up outside the doors. We had to set up rally towels. We were kind of the first thing that we did. We had this intricate design of where we were going to place the rally towels across the student section and then across where we knew there were going to be large chunks of Bobcat fans. Then we had to set up the t-shirt giveaway. So we were giving away 2,000 t-shirts, I think. Yeah, 2,000 t-shirts. And they were also broken up by size. So when the doors opened and the students and the fans were rushing in to find their seats, they would run up to the table and be like, what size? And it was stressful for like 30 minutes. Like, you're just nonstop pulling shirts and grabbing them and handing them off to the fans and stuff, trying to make sure, like, oh, this fan only got one. You don't want them to take more than one. By the time, the game started, it was standing room only. It was a hard squeeze trying to get past, try to do some of the other fan engagement stuff that we had planned during the game. Getting up and down the bleachers really was probably the biggest thing, just because students were trying to sit in like the aisles because they didn't have seats or they didn't want to stand, and it was just crazy. So media timeouts and halftime events. Media timeouts was something I had to adjust to, being that we don't have those here at Albertus. But excuse me. They had these were other ways that we engaged with our fans. So media timeouts were these pre-scheduled commercial kind of breaks for all the streams. So in that time, they were 30 seconds or so. We had Boomer's Lucky Row, which was our pizza giveaway. We did dance cams, and we did some like make some noise type things, just trying to get the fans on the camera so they could add to their experience. Halftime events were always a little bit bigger. My favorite halftime event was Dress Like a Bobcat. So we would pick 2 fans. Usually they were young kids that were in the stands. We'd ask them if they want to participate, and they would come down to the court on halftime. They'd have to put on basketball shorts, a basketball jersey, basketball shoes, all while running, and then go make a layup at the other end of the court. And these clothes were so big on all the students all the kids, that they're swimming in it. They're struggling to run. It was actually a lot of fun. It was really funny. Ice hockey, it was always a little bit more difficult just because we have to be careful of who we let on the ice. One of the events that we decided to do was Chuck a Puck. This was actually a partnership with the athletic department and SAC for Quinnipiac. So during the spring semester of 2019, there was a lot of forest fires out in California. So we used Chuck a Puck as a 50-50 raffle. You buy a puck. Whoever makes it closest to the center would win the 50-50. Half would go to the student or whoever won, and then the other half was going out to an organization helping with the California forest fires. And then the half ice shot. This is you get one shot, one fan. You get to try to take the shot, make it into a tiny hole in the net. And if you actually do make it, you win the car. Otherwise, you got to go out on the ice kind of thing. The dad, unfortunately, didn't win the car. This was one of the opportunities I had to actually be out on the ice. So the reason I have the video of this shot is you have to have video proof for the insurance company of whoever is giving away the car. So post-game events, because of how late some of these game events ran, we didn't always have a chance to host a post-game event. But women's ice hockey had a game where it ended mid-afternoon, and they decided to host an open skate for those in attendance, which really just meant that a lot of kids with their families got to go out on the ice. They got to skate. The women's players came back out on the ice, so they were teaching some of the younger kids how to play or how to skate, and then some of them were like racing other students. And then basketball did like a meet and greet one game where it was just like for the younger fans, like you got to go up and meet the basketball player after the game. And it was really fun. It was really cute to see all the little kids like go up to all these tall basketball players. And then the NCAA Frozen Four. This was the big event of the semester. Excuse me, sorry. So I was in charge of helping run media passes, pep bands, and will call. So media passes, I was in charge of IDing all the journalists, reporters, photographers, anyone who came in looking for a media pass, to make sure that they were on the list and we had the assigned badge for them. Otherwise, I had to have them step aside and wait for the woman in charge of those to approve, yes, no, those sort of things. Pep band was always interesting because each of the four schools' pep bands were there. They were playing their fight songs when the teams got off the bus, so we had to get the band out there, get them set up. They would play their fight song as the players came off the bus. As soon as all the players were off and the bus pulled away, we had to get that pep band out to get the next pep band in. It was, you had to run around. And then I helped with the will call. So a lot of our will call passes ended up being next to the media passes. And so I got to actually sit with other ticket office managers from the other schools, and sit and talk with them while we were waiting for the different fans to show up. So these are just some pictures from the game. So the left is a Snapchat I took. Wisconsin won the championship. And then on the right is just a professional picture. One of the tasks that we had to do after was just watch the trophy. It's a really heavy trophy. I got to pick it up. This is just my volunteer pass. I had worked there all semester, so everyone else knew me, so I didn't really have to worry about being limited to what a volunteer was allowed to go to. They knew I was running around doing other things with marketing and fan engagement, so it was just a pass that I had to have on me. And then the last kind of important event that I thought that we did was Women in Sports Day. This was just a day where all the female teams showed up. We hosted it for the girls in the community, and it was a chance for them to like see how women in sports react, and then also just be the chance to be kind of like this role model for a lot of students. So these are softball players. They were broken up by age group, so depending on the age group, depending on the activity. The older kids, they were learning how to do like pick up ground balls, I think it was, and then the younger kids were just sitting around talking and getting the chance, really more starstruck that they got to meet these players. And then these are just a couple more pictures. This is the tumbling team and the soccer team, and the girls just, they all had a lot of fun. There were smiles and laughter the whole day. So that's really my presentation. I'd ask if anyone has questions, but I know this is a different format. So if you do have a question about my presentation, that's my email. And then if you have any questions about sports management, please email Professor DeCarly. She's in charge of the program and she is amazing. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and hope everyone has a good ELD day. Thanks, guys.